The movie begins with Millie, a woman burdened by a troubled history and currently homeless, arrives at an interview for a position at the opulent Winchester estate. Upon her arrival, Nina Winchester greets her warmly and proceeds to evaluate whether Millie possesses the qualities needed for the housekeeper position she's looking to fill. Once the questioning concludes, Nina escorts Millie through every section of the residence. During the walkthrough, Nina explains that the responsibilities will include assisting with her daughter's care and managing all household duties, as this is a live-in domestic position. Without hesitation, Millie agrees to these terms, finding the arrangement entirely acceptable. Nina displays remarkable kindness, even noting that should Millie be hired, she'll essentially become part of their household, granting her access to private areas whenever she desires. Nina also reveals her pregnancy, requesting discretion since her husband remains unaware. The tour continues to what would become Millie's quarters, a surprisingly generous space tucked away in the rooftop area. For Millie, who has been surviving by sleeping in her vehicle, this seems ideal. As they part ways, Nina provides Millie with some cash for her time, mentioning she'll make her decision shortly and expressing hope that Millie will be her choice. Though grateful, Millie feels certain she won't be selected, knowing her credentials are fabricated. She's even wearing glasses merely to project an image of respectability. Millie attempts to continue her difficult daily existence, struggling to get by. The following day, police officers wake her, issuing a warning that sleeping in that location is prohibited. Just then, Millie receives Nina's call with a job offer. She immediately accepts without a second thought and makes her way to the estate to commence her duties. Upon arrival, she encounters the groundskeeper, whose odd stare makes her uncomfortable, though Millie chooses to ignore it. Finding the entrance unlocked, she steps inside only to discover the entire interior in complete disarray, appearing as though a whirlwind had swept through. Nina greets her right away and collects her belongings to transport them to her quarters. Millie is assigned to restore order to the chaos, while Nina hurries off to complete notes for an upcoming speech. That evening, while Millie tidies up, Andrew, Nina's husband, returns home with his daughter Cece. He's startled by Millie's unexpected presence, prompting Nina to quickly clarify that she's engaged a housekeeper for cooking and cleaning assistance. She adds that Millie will be residing with them in the attic space. Though not consulted beforehand, Andrew indicates his approval and courteously invites Millie to join them for the evening meal. However, Millie declines, preferring to retreat to her quarters. Later, Millie attempts to open her room's sole window, but discovers it's been sealed shut. Nina enters carrying a dinner plate, and Millie seizes the opportunity to request the room key while inquiring about opening the window. Nina appears uncomfortable, promising to locate the key to prevent Millie from feeling imprisoned. She also commits to contacting maintenance about the window issue. Before departing, Nina presents Millie with a new mobile phone for her use, which strikes Millie as peculiarly generous. She receives an appreciative embrace from her new employer. During her second workday, Millie oversleeps and awakens in a panic. The door proves difficult to open, and upon descending to the kitchen, she finds Nina frantically ransacking every drawer, creating absolute chaos. When Millie attempts to understand what's happening, Nina shouts that the notes she left on the table have disappeared. Millie denies seeing anything while cleaning, but Nina insists on accusing her of discarding the notes and breaks down crying. Andrew appears to console his wife with gentle care, helping her up as Nina regains composure and demands her employee exercise more caution going forward. Bewildered, Millie begins cleaning the disorder while Andrew apologizes for his wife's outburst. While disposing of garbage, Millie again encounters Enzo, the enigmatic, who questions her purpose at the estate. Millie responds assertively that she's employed there. Spotting Nina at the window, Enzo falls silent and simply walks away. Meanwhile, during her cleaning duties, Millie discovers a tooth in the bathroom, something that strikes her as deeply unusual. To further unsettle her, Nina materializes unexpectedly, requesting she prepare dinner. After completing breakfast preparations, Nina startles her once more, handing over the room key and expressing her desire for Millie to feel secure and at ease. Subsequently, Millie prepares to leave, but Nina insists she's needed. Witnessing the dispute, Andrew grants Millie permission to go, stating he'll manage things. This appears to irritate Nina, who reluctantly accepts her husband's decision. Millie heads to her monthly appointment at the Social Services Department required due to her parole status following a 10-year prison sentence. The caseworker advises maintaining her employment for the remaining 5 years of parole, warning that losing the job and encountering problems would result in reincarceration, something Millie desperately wants to avoid. Shortly after leaving, Nina calls demanding she collect her daughter from ballet lessons. Despite not knowing the address, Millie manages to reach Cece's class. Worsening her day, another mother informs her that Cece is having a sleepover with her daughter, something Nina supposedly knew about. Millie can hardly believe it, but continues tolerating Nina's inconsistencies because she needs the employment. Returning to the estate, Millie meets Andrew's visiting mother, who brought dishes her son loves. The woman criticizes Millie's attire upon seeing her and requests she conceal her daughter-in-law's soiled laundry, noting Nina tends to damage things. That night, unable to sleep, Millie goes to Andrew's media room to watch something. Surprisingly, her employer also couldn't sleep and joined her. They grow comfortable with each other, and Millie shares that she hasn't contacted her parents in years. Andrew reveals that Nina also has no parents as they perished in a fire during her childhood, with police even suspecting her involvement. Nina interrupts upon finding them together. After Andrew retires to the bedroom, Nina dismisses Millie. Millie pleads not to be fired, requesting another chance. Nina agrees on condition that she dresses more appropriately and keeps distance from her husband. In subsequent days, Millie overhears a gathering Nina hosts with friends. During their conversation, Nina admits she's not actually pregnant but attempting to conceive. After Nina departs, her friends begin criticizing her relentlessly. They claim Nina isn't mentally stable, recalling multiple psychiatric hospitalizations and questioning how Andrew has endured being with her. Everything Millie hears leads her to one conclusion: Nina is genuinely unstable. To validate her suspicions, she finds medication prescribed for psychotic disorders. This undoubtedly frightens her, prompting her to search for alternative employment to escape the mansion immediately. While playing with Cece, Millie discovers her doll in the toy house. This upsets her, and she tells Cece not to enter her room. The child responds that Millie shouldn't be there either. Before Millie can comprehend the situation, Nina arrives in tears. Andrew explains to Millie that doctors delivered disappointing news. They haven't been able to conceive for an extended period. He expresses his desire for biological children, noting Cece is only Nina's daughter, which has caused him frustration. That night, hearing screams, Millie rushes downstairs, thinking Andrew is in danger. But it's merely another of Nina's episodes, something that terrifies Millie further. The next morning, Nina apologizes for initially lying about being pregnant. To make amends, she gives Millie unworn clothing and requests she arrange a weekend and get away with her husband. Millie fulfills these requests, and while collecting Cece, learns from a nanny about Nina's violent episodes that led to her institutionalization, including an attempt to drown Cece. This testimony leaves Millie even more disturbed about her employer. The situation deteriorates when Nina blames Millie for purchasing unrequested tickets and booking a romantic hotel. Millie attempts reminding her that she did request it, but Nina flatly denies this, threatening salary deductions. Witnessing this, Andrew tells Millie to stay home, promising to request refunds with no deductions. The weekend arrives with Nina and Cece departing for a planned camp, leaving the house under Andrew and Millie's care, an opportunity Andrew exploits by inviting Millie to attend the concert he purchased tickets for. They share a wonderful evening, though Nina's constant messages to Millie dampen the mood. Upon returning home, seeing his wife hasn't arrived, Andrew continues enjoying time with Millie. When Nina returns during dinner, she reveals Millie's incarceration history. This shocks Millie, who realizes Nina always knew her resume was fraudulent, but hired her anyway, understanding Millie couldn't abandon the position without worsening her situation, making Millie resent Nina. Additionally, she'd been monitored via the phone, and Nina had reported her loan car was stolen, causing Millie significant trouble. Fortunately, Andrew came to her rescue. Arriving home together, Nina confronts them about infidelity, threatening to have Millie imprisoned. Andrew refuses and evicts Nina, noting everything belongs to him and his family, and asks that Nina leave his house, saying that he won't watch her destroy Millie's life. Before leaving, Nina slaps Millie, who remains with Andrew.
Fuck you.
The new couple begins enjoying their relationship. When Millie prepares breakfast to bring Andrew in bed, the gardener startles her, causing her to drop the tray and shatter Andrew's mother's valuable dishes. Enzo reassures Millie not to worry. That afternoon, returning from work, Andrew discovers the broken dishware in a bag. This irritates him. They're dirty, and Millie didn't bother washing them. Nevertheless, he escorts her to their room, where they toast with champagne. Upon awakening, Millie finds the room nearly bare. She's locked in, and Andrew refuses to release her. Meanwhile, Nina savors her newfound freedom. She's written a letter to her daughter, recounting her story. From suffering her parents' loss to becoming pregnant by her teacher, who refused responsibility. Despite this, she persevered and worked to survive. At a law firm event, she met Andrew, whose charm led to a quick marriage and life together. She believed she'd formed her dream family. However, everything shifted when she failed to touch up her hair roots, as Andrew demanded. He imprisoned her for considerable time, only releasing her after she pulled out 200 hairs with follicles intact. The nightmare continued as Andrew convinced everyone she was insane. Whenever she disobeyed or attempted escape with Enzo's assistance, she was committed to psychiatric facilities. She also had to use contraception secretly to avoid pregnancy by the monster she'd married. For Nina, everything transformed upon devising the perfect plan. She needed a woman who could make Andrew abandon her, someone without family requiring protection. Finding Millie as the perfect candidate, this would guarantee her freedom and her daughter's. Enzo knew about this and agreed to remain at the estate, attempting to protect Millie, though Millie had no awareness of the scheme she was part of. Speaking of Millie, she's desperate, unable to comprehend what's occurring. Andrew demands 21 cuts on her belly as punishment for breaking the valuable dishes. Only then will he free her. Facing this assault, Millie realizes Nina understood what a monster her husband was and only hired her to facilitate escape. While considering her options, she recalls why she was imprisoned, accidentally committing a crime while helping an abused classmate, causing her family to permanently sever contact. Recognizing her past bravery, given everything she's endured, She refuses to surrender and makes the cuts Andrew demands. When he opens the door to grab freedom, Millie attacks him with a knife Nina had hidden, knowing Millie would eventually face the same situation. Millie assaults and imprisons him. She then destroys all his mother's dishes, asking him to extract one of his front teeth as punishment. While resting, Nina contemplates her next move after her daughter's request and decides to return home. Assuming Millie remains locked up, opening the attic, she realizes her mistake. Andrew emerges and begins attacking them. As Nina loses consciousness, Millie flees from Andrew as best she can. Believing the employee has escaped, he asks Nina to resume their marriage and forget everything. Millie intervenes, and Andrew is thrown from a height, dying instantly. Nina urges Millie to flee, but Millie won't abandon her. Following Andrew's burial, Nina sells the estate and gives Millie a portion of the proceeds. Since Millie cannot relocate due to parole restrictions, she secures another position Nina recommended, where another woman suffers her husband's abuse. Without hesitation, Millie accepts this job.
So do you think you can help? When would you like me to start?